Morning, Michael.
Morning, Amy. And on time as usual.
Of course.
Did you receive the agenda I sent through yesterday?
Yes, I got that.
Okay, great. Let's run through it, shall we? First item is to follow up on the agreed actions from our last coaching session. And then we'll focus on how we can fill your prospect pipeline to meet your new sales targets from your new clients. And then we'll agree on some concrete actions. How does that sound?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. Is there anything else that you need to cover?
No, I think what you've proposed is fine.
All right, let's get started, shall we?
Sure.
I see you've got a printout of your last coaching notes. So let's see what we agreed upon in our last coaching session, just to make sure that we're on the same page.
Okay, well, I've set myself a sales target of $5 million from new clients. I already have 1 million, so that leaves me 4 million to get. I also define what my ideal prospect will look like, so I know I'm targeting the right people.
Okay. And what are the agreed actions?
To review and refine my prospect list, as well as work out my prospecting goals for the end of the year.
So how did you do with reviewing the prospect list?
Good. I refined it down from 49 prospects to 28, but they're much better quality. And I also realized I've been spending a lot of my time focusing on the wrong prospects.
Oh, well, I'm happy you can focus on the right prospects now. How are you in terms of achieving these targets?
Yeah, I feel pretty good about it. Here's my printout. I've just looked at my numbers, and based on my calculations, I need another 22 prospects and I hit my target.
Okay. How confident are you in achieving this?
I'm fairly confident. I'm converting 1 client for every 3 prospects I meet, and my average deal size continues to be consistent, but
Go on.
well, it takes around 9 months to convert a prospect into a client, which means I'll need 22 prospects within the next couple of months if I'm going to hit my target. And, well, to be honest, I'm not 100% confident there.
Let's focus on that now. What I'd like to understand is what you're doing to generate prospects. So what's working for you, what's not working for you, what are the barriers, and to also explore those options to overcome those barriers and find new ideas to get these additional prospects. How does that sound?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, so tell me, what prospecting activities have you done so far?
Well, the usual things, you know, networking, bank-sponsored events, and asking my current clients for referrals.
Okay, and what's the most effective?
Oh, definitely client referrals. Word-of-mouth referrals are really hard to beat. And my conversion rate's actually pretty good, around 80%.
Right, have you had any roadblocks?
Not really. I've got 14 clients who've done really well in the past few years, so they're really happy to refer me to people.
And how many of these referrals do they generate?
I think last year I got 15 referrals, and I've already converted 11 of them to clients.
That's excellent. What about your other clients? You have 31 existing clients. What about the other 17?
Well, most of them have been my clients for less than 12 months, so I haven't really asked them yet.
What else is exactly working for you?
Our events have been good, particularly the investment seminars. I generated 12 prospects from 3 events last year, which is okay, but I really think I should be able to do better.
What's holding you back?
Well, simply we're not getting enough people along to these events. The acceptance rate is extremely low.
Who do you normally invite?
Everyone on my prospect list.
And what's the average take-up rate?
If I'm lucky, 10%.
Well, I'm sure we can improve on this. Okay, so moving on to networking. How's that going?
Yeah, that's going really well. I'm getting good contacts, especially from my golf club and my business contacts. About 2 prospects a month.
Oh, good. Any barriers?
No, not really. Networking's always been my strong point, so there's no issues there.
Okay. Well, is there anything else you're doing to generate prospects?
Well, not so much generating prospects, but there's still those 12 clients from my old bank I'm still working on.
Right. How is that progressing?
Not good. I thought I'd have them all on board by now, but it's taking a lot longer than I expected.
What do you think is slowing you down?
I'm not sure. See, we have a better product range, and I get along with them really well. I just don't know.
We'll come back to this later. Is there anything else you're doing on prospecting?
No, that's it, I think.
Okay. Well, let's recap, shall we?
Okay.
Okay, so your most effective prospecting source are referrals from your existing clients. Now, last year they generated 15, and you already converted 11 to clients.
Yep.
Okay, you had success at the events last year, generating 12 prospects from 3 events. But you could improve on the number of people who are getting along to these events.
Yeah, that's right.
Networking is going well, generating 2 prospects a month.
Yep.
And finally, your 12 clients from your old bank, you're trying to move them over here, but progress is quite slow.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, now I know your current situation. So let's move on to options, shall we?
no problem.
Let's start with client referrals. You mentioned that you haven't approached your newer clients yet for referrals. How could you change this?
Well, as I said, they're really new clients, so I wouldn't feel comfortable asking them.
Were they happy with what you provided?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you had a really good experience as a customer?
Really good experience. Okay, last week we were at a new restaurant and the food was really good, but that's not what made it a good experience. The restaurant called us the next day saying that they'd overcharged us and that they'd refund the overcharge to our credit card. You know, we didn't even realize. They could have not said anything and we'd never have known. Oh, and they're going to send us a voucher for a free bottle of wine next time we dine there.
So based on this experience, would you recommend this restaurant to your friends, even just after one visit?
Yeah, of course. I was really impressed.
So if your new clients were impressed with what you provided, do you think they would be happy to recommend you to their friends?
Okay, I see your point. Even though they're new, they're still a good source for referrals.
That's right, provided you ask. Okay. So what do you think would help?
Well, as you said, all I need to do is ask. First thing I'll do is I'll give them a call. Actually, I think I have a few meetings with some of the newer clients next week, so I'll definitely make sure that's on the agenda. There should be some quick wins, I think.
That's right, I think there will be. So let's move on to the 12 clients you're trying to move over from your old bank. What do you think could help?
How about this? You coming along with me on joint calls. You know, I think it's good to have the boss there. It gives the client a good feeling.
Can you be more specific?
Well, if you're there, then it shows the client how important they are to us, you know, having the boss there and all. And I think it should build on the relationship I already have with them. And you know what? If you could just observe what I'm doing and maybe give me some tips on how to do better.
Okay, let's include this as an option. So what else can you think of?
Do you think I should ask our investment advisor along to some of these meetings?
Go on.
Well, I've been focusing on financial planning with our clients and offering a holistic portfolio approach. And I think having the investment advisor there as an expert could really add credibility and boost the client's confidence further.
I think this is a good option. Anything else?
No, I can't think of anything else.
Let's move on to events. You said that you invited everyone on your prospect list. How do you know that they'll be interested?
Well, initially I assumed they'd all be interested, but with a 10% uptake rate, I'm pretty sure that's not the best approach.
What could you do differently?
Well, I guess I could profile my prospects better. I could find out what specific topics they're interested in, and then going forward, only invite them to those events that match their interests.
Good idea. What else do you think you could do?
Wendy has a lot of success with events. She always has the most people attend. Maybe I could ask her.
I like this idea. I mean, Wendy has a lot of success asking her prospects to invite up to 5 guests. Could this work for you?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, most of my friends share similar interests to me, so that makes sense. Actually, do you think we could get Wendy to talk about events and her secrets for success at our next team meeting? I'm sure we'll all benefit from that.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I like it. I actually have a coaching session with her tomorrow, so I'll put it on the agenda. You're really coming up with some good options. What else can you think of?
No, I can't really think of anything else. Do you have any ideas?
One thing you haven't mentioned is our credit card campaign this month.
To be honest, I haven't had the time to look into that yet. Does it work?
Well, a lot of our team members have had a lot of success with it over this past weekend. Perhaps you'd like to look at the details of the campaign and see if this could work for you.
Well, my client meeting tomorrow has been cancelled, so I'll keep the time blocked off and look at it then.
Excellent. You've come up with some really good options, Amy. So let's recap, shall we? Right. So you're generating referrals from your newer clients. You're using myself and the investment advisor to bring over your old clients. You're getting more people to events, and you're having a targeted approach. Have I covered everything?
Almost. You're going to speak to Wendy about speaking about events at our next team meeting, and then I'll review the campaign details tomorrow.
Okay, good. So let's move on. We've got 3 options that we need actions for. So which option do you think is going to give you the best result?
Well, definitely client referrals. I've always had good results there, and I've got 17 clients just waiting to be contacted.
So what is your time frame for achieving these clients?
I'll get on the phone this afternoon and call them.
Okay. And how confident are you in getting these 17 clients? I mean, you said you had a lot on your plate, so is there something that might be preventing you from achieving this?
Okay, that's a good point. Okay, today's Monday, and I'm in the office all week, so if I contact 5 clients a day, I should be done by the end of the week. I'll block off an hour each day to make the calls.
So how many referrals are you aiming for?
I'll aim for at least 1 referral per client. Well, from my experience, some clients won't refer anyone, and some will refer up to 3, so I think 17 is realistic.
Okay, so what's next?
Events. We've got 2 events coming up over the next few months, and the next one's in 6 weeks' time, so I'll have to make sure I invite the right people and maybe use Wendy's approach of asking my prospects to invite their friends.
So what will be your first step?
Well, finding out what topics my prospects are interested in.
And how will you do this?
Well, see, that's a tough one. I'll need the information within the next 2 weeks, and I've already got a lot on. I just don't know when I'm going to find the time to contact them all.
So what else could you do instead of phoning them?
I have all my prospects' mobile numbers, so I could send them an SMS with a few selected topics and ask them to reply with their preferences.
That's a good idea. I like the use of SMS. It's non-intrusive and allows the prospect to reply at their own time. So what's next?
Getting my old clients across.
And what's your action plan?
I'll need to check your availability and then book the appointments.
I'll check my diary at the end of the session, but can I ask, which prospects did you want me to meet? You also mentioned the investment advisor joining in some of the meetings. So how would you want to prioritize these meetings?
Okay, let me do this. Why don't you join me in meeting the top 3 potential prospects, and then I'll ask the investment advisor to join me in the other meetings.
So what are your next steps?
I'll check Kevin's availability and then book the appointments with the clients.
And when will you do this by?
Well, Kevin's at our next team meeting on Friday, so I'll do it by then.
Sounds good. I mean, we've covered a lot today, and you've come up with some really good options and some concrete actions. But are you confident enough that you can achieve your 22 prospects within the next 2 months?
Yeah, I'm fairly confident.
Fairly confident?
Okay, very confident. Let's see, I've got 17 prospects from my existing clients, and then there's the event in the next 6 weeks. So with the new ideas, I should aim for about 8 prospects from that event. And then there's my 12 old clients to move across. And I'm pretty confident I could get at least half of these in the next 6 months.
This is a good result. So how do you feel?
Yeah, great. I have to admit, I was a bit skeptical at first, but now that I have an action plan in place to achieve my goals, yeah, it feels pretty good.
Excellent. Well, I'll see you at the next coaching session, which will be same time, same day, and I'll see you then.
I look forward to it.